Hey, welcome to Gong Jiao Wei. Oh shit, I forgot episode what?
Episode 12.
Episode 12
Episode 12. First episode of 2021.
Yep.
The last episode we recorded was...
Actually way before, no, Halloween.
It was August.
Halloween, yeah, August.
Wait.
Halloween?
Halloween was... No, it was before Halloween.
It was, yeah, it
We
was
released the first part on Halloween. So it was back in August.
Right.
Which is a long
fucking
time ago.
long time, yeah. In fact, that podcast that we recorded, we in the end decided to split it into two parts and release it on Halloween and
Yeah, actually,
Christmas.
Jeremy had a premonition when we first recorded. We were like, oh, we're gonna record this, and it's gonna take that long a time to edit and get our shit together. That we're gonna release it during Christmas, which we did. Like the second part was released.
See, I'm a man
during
of my
Christmas.
word. Okay, that's what
Yes.
that is.
Although the word takes a long time to get edited.
It's not about how fast, man. It's quality. Yeah. So yeah, we're happy to come back and record.
Come on, who's back?
Kim Kardashian. What? Huh?
But yeah, I think it's an interesting start of the year. I think everyone's hope of 2021 would be completely different from what happened back in 2020. But so far, it seems things are pretty much still as weird as before.
Yeah. I think the whole world has changed, man. Since we had to deal with that shit.
Yeah, ever since 2012, mankind's consciousness has actually been uploaded onto a server somewhere in the North or South Pole, and we're actually part of the Matrix right now.
So this shit ain't real.
Yeah, so anything bad that happens is not even real. It's just electrical impulses shot up into your brain through machines.
Fuck, that means I can do anything I want.
Yeah, if you believe. But
I
are you the one?
believe I can fly.
Are you the one? You might not be the one.
Let me try mind bending some shit right now.
Bend the spoon. Then you can start doing crack.
Using
Using the bend spoon.
nothing's coming.
Okay.
Nothing is bending. I am no bender.
No bender.
I am a no bender.
Fender bender.
I don't bend.
Okay. There is a lot of cock we just spilled out
Yeah.
of our mouth.
I hope like 2020 was, honestly, like I was having a conversation with one of my friends and everyone like it's kind of shitty, like it's 2020, there's so much shit to deal with, people losing their jobs and all that, but then I feel like an asshole because like 2020 was a good year for me.
Right, okay, I remember we were at a party with
Right,
less than 8 people.
New Year's party.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
New
less
Year's
than
party,
8 people,
less than
okay.
8 people, and yeah, I think y'all came back into the room. You were like, hey, actually, 2020 wasn't that bad for all of us.
Yeah.
Besides having to stay indoors, which I think for a lot of people, they would rather have that situation rather than go back to the office and meet with all the toxic people at the workplace.
Yeah, and then get your shit done from home also. Like parents would love to spend more time with their kids. I mean, the responsible parents are the parents who want away from their kids. Too bad, you stuck with them.
Now there's no reason for you to leave your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, do whatever it is that you do.
Yeah, and like even okay, the lockdown, yeah, it was pretty intense lah. 3 months of just like no contact, no socializing, and all that. It gets to you. But as an introvert, I think I got a bit more tolerance for that.
You where got introvert?
I introvert, bro. Okay, I only in setting then come out as extrovert.
Okay.
I am a chameleon.
Oh, okay. Is it ambivert?
A social chameleon.
Ambivert.
Yeah,
Like
actually,
all the girls on Bumble, they say they always say they're ambivert.
ambiverts.
I don't know. I mean, okay,
Legit or not?
it all boils down to being on the spectrum, right? Not like autistic spectrum, but
That one I
on the
I've
spectrum
before.
of being introverted and extroverted.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I think
It depends
like,
on the situation also, lah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like personality isn't like static. It's elastic, right? I mean, it
Yes.
changes. Depending on your situation and depending on what you
Yeah.
do.
So, what is everyone looking forward to in 2021?
Yeah, we would love to hear from you guys. Also, we would love to hear whether or not 2020 was a bitch to you, on whether or not 2020 was a good year for you. I think it was pretty cool for us because we were like right smack in our 30s, you know. That was the year we all turned 30. The 1990 kids.
Yes.
And then we are faced with this big three and then this big...
It was a good time to contemplate the next decade of one's life.
Yeah.
Because I think once you hit 30, I don't know, when you're scrolling through Instagram, everybody was like, oh, you know, in this past decade, what I've achieved, what I haven't achieved, and you know, there's the glow up thing.
Yep.
That people take photos from 10 years ago and like.
Oh right,
present,
right.
You know.
Shit, man, I was way skinnier back then. That's the thing I need to work on. I think going into my like 30s.
What, fitness?
Yeah. I definitely wanna, you know, I wanna be like those. You know, you seen those 60-year-old uncle or not?
Yes.
With the 6-pack and shit. Yeah, that shit.
Guinness or
what?
Carlsberg.
No. That one is now. That 6-pack is now.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about the real 6-pack. Nah, I mean, like, no need to be obsessed about fitness, but you know, like, be fit, like, keep fit, right?
Or just feeling good about being in your body in general.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to. I mean, when it comes to obsession, then you're like comparing with other people. You're like, oh.
Yeah, that's true.
That other person's gun seem to be more jacked than mine.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't want to be like, I know so many 30-year-olds also like little bit only this pain, that pain lah.
Right.
Like they accept the age, you know, they accept the oldness to it, they buy into it. I don't.
What about quarter life crisis?
Is that supposed to happen when we're 30?
You times 4. What you want to live until 130, man?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I experienced quarter life crisis. Okay, what's quarter life crisis about?
Is it
like career?
existential crisis?
Yeah, it brings existentialism into it also, right?
Well, I think 30 years old is a confusing time for at least our generation, because you know we're facing a longer life expectancy, and our stage of life may be quite different from other generation or people older than us. I don't know. There are of course people who are having kids already, and you know,
right,
a career is all established. But there's still a group of people out there. You know, they're like still kind of figuring stuff out. They're like, okay, what should I do with my life? Maybe I'm just behind everything.
Yeah. I don't think like you need to jump on the the bandwagon.
Yeah, and life is just figuring it out as you go, without making any gravely mistakes.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you do make mistakes, then like learn to forgive yourself and don't make the same stupid mistakes again. And yeah, I don't think everyone needs to be, or if you're 30, then you must have like
your finances.
Yeah, like super stable,
like super healthy. 5-figure. Salary.
Yeah, I think doing what you're passionate about and
right.
Existing and being happy existing, I think that's one of the most important things.
But speaking of financial, crypto booming this year.
Oh yeah, man. So like, and that's one of the reasons why I was like so happy with like 2020, because
we loaded up the bags.
Yeah,
we got in the pre-pump.
Yeah, the pre-pump, and now the market is pump. The
pumping.
Yeah, so I think we came out of that pretty healthy. Like we were into crypto quite early. So
I was in a little bit later.
A bit
during lockdown.
Oh yeah.
But
that's
when I actually had free time to like look into the thing,
right?
Because I don't want to just be jumping into whatever investments.
Yeah, not knowing.
Yeah, not knowing anything, not doing my like due diligence. And
exactly.
Yeah, I got into precious metals first. Then I started looking into crypto, and just getting into it so much easier. You don't have to physically hold on to the precious metal or storing it in the vault. Then you don't know whether the thing is there or not.
Right.
And when you try to get it, it's like, and if anything happens, like people actually want to withdraw, then there'll be a long queue there. You have to do all that stuff. That's when I actually looked into crypto and talked to people about it, how to get into it. And I would like to say maybe I'm not laggard, but late adopter. I'm not the one of the earlier ones, you know, like
Yeah, of
in
course.
like 2012
Yeah,
when
that's
they got
crazy.
in. Yeah.
Those are where the millionaires are at, lah. You know,
Or
if
those
if they
that
got
the
in.
hard disk gonna thrown away somewhere and like
Oh,
never to be found.
fuck, that's damn sad, man. Yeah. Or I think I saw a meme. What? I spent 2 bitcoins buying McDonald's or some shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, if just hodl that shit, man.
Oh man.
No point spending it now. When people are still trying to get into it.
Yeah.
At least for me, I think you
Yeah.
know just that's a long middle range strategy.
Yeah.
Just buy.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with crypto. Like it goes in cycles also, because the last time like people jumped in was when I jumped in the 2017. That was when the market was booming. So I was
Before the
like,
crash.
yeah, before the crash, yeah. So I was like, oh shit, there's money to be made. Of course, I
Right.
made some bad investments then lah, because I was on that hype train lah.
Right.
You know, but
The tuition fees stage.
yeah,
You gotta pay tuition
yeah, you gotta
fees
pay to
first.
learn, man. Yeah, so like if you're not careful with what you're doing, if you bring in the gambling mindset, you're gonna lose money lah for sure.
Right. And yeah, I think this investment thing is more of a it gets philosophical sometimes, or because it deals with your psychology,
Yeah,
like how you interact with the market psychology.
yeah, exactly.
And you see everything pumping. You're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna FOMO into the whole thing, man.
Yeah,
And
then
that's
you
when
wanna
people
get
get fucking
in.
wrecked.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's the whole mantra, you know, you buy low and sell high. But
Yep.
when you see the price increase, you're like, fuck, am I missing this train? Let me get in now before it's too late.
Yeah,
And then by the time you get in, it is too late, and the market starts to correct, then you start losing
yeah.
your money.
Is really easier said than done, man. That whole buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
It is when you're actually staring at the charts and
And
when
the
you're
greed
actually
plays into
yeah,
you.
man, it's crazy psychology. And I mean, like, you just look at the way the market moves and how humans get in on this, you know, when they feels it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's also
quite
why
scary.
the bigger investors, the more famous people out there in the investment world, they're saying, you know, the whole crypto thing is just speculation. It's fucking risky.
It's a
Normal
Ponzi
people
scheme.
shouldn't get into it. It may be. I mean, okay. Right now it's bull market, so anybody putting money in is gonna make money. So it's kind of hard to say, hard to tell who is right, who is wrong.
Yeah. And I mean, but like if you want statistical data, I mean, look at crypto over the past like 7 years, and look at how the market has moved. Look at how it's
The adoption, the use cases.
yeah, and appreciating. You know, the market has just been going up. There's
Right. And then
Yeah.
you look at the way the feds are printing money, at least in the US
Yeah.
and other countries.
I feel paper money is old man's game. You know, like fiat currency is. It like okay, yeah, so I think I was having a conversation with someone, and then I was like, you know what, like everything is subject to evolution, right? Everything has to abide by the law of nature. You adapt or you die. And I don't think money is an exception. I don't think
Everything's breaking down.
yeah,
yeah.
I think like, you know, even money itself, paper money, the way we exchange things, the way we exchange goods, all these things are subject to be, you know, to evolution, to evolve. And like, to me, the way I see it, cryptocurrency is the next step of evolution in the way we see money, we deal with money, because I'm honestly sick and tired of centralized currency. It's fucking stupid. Like how a bunch of, you know, people can dictate.
They can print.
Yeah, they can print money, you know, and then if you have, you know, that power to dictate, you know, how much money is to be invested in certain things, you know, the big corporations and all of that, then
Yeah, the whole system, monetary system is just whack. Ever since it's taken off the gold standard, right? It's not pegged onto anything, so it's unlimited lah.
that's why.
Like I need X amount of dollars, I'll just print it. I'll just, you know, just be a debt. It's just debt base is just money out of thin air. Like
Yeah.
that clip from Wolf of Wall Street, the one
Right.
where Leonardo first meets up with
That's
Matthew McConaughey.
yeah, I remember
It's all
that.
fairy dust. It's a
And that's exactly what, you know, currency is, and that's why I'm loving cryptocurrency, because it's decentralized, nobody controls it, you know, it's just there, right? And to me that's what's reliable. It's the same, like, you know, I think humans should be ruled by AI overlords because we are baboons who have no idea how to govern ourselves.
Right. Yeah. I got into this whole thing because of this guy, Mike Maloney. I don't know if you heard of him. He's a pretty big gold bug, and he's been on a quest to, break down this whole system and tell people, get off that train. Like, don't be fooled by the governments and powers that be that try to bind you to this unfair system. You're essentially a slave,
Yeah.
to
To
the
money.
currency.
Yeah.
So, yes, good vibes for more gains in this coming New Year, and it's almost Chinese New Year, and it's a year of the cow or bull.
Oh,
as they
nice.
say.
Yes.
So
No wonder the bull market.
there'll be gains to be made.
Yeah. But yeah, don't get too hyped up on this and then
Yeah,
go
but
in
one
at the
thing
wrong
you
time.
definitely should do is to
your
fucking max out your credit cards and buy crypto. That's what I always say. But
Yeah.
not actually, no.
That's Guy's philosophy, right?
Don't follow.
Risk
please.
maximum
Please,
101,
please.
not risk management. But yeah, I mean, we're expecting like the market to correct pretty soon. Also, the pullback is gonna come. That's
Yeah.
when you buy in also, and then ride the wave.
Cannot always go up.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever goes up.
Must come down. We're not advocating for you to get into crypto, but I think you should get into crypto.
But you should. I mean, just be smart with your money.
Yeah.
Make your money work for you. Don't work for money.
And more importantly, do your homework, do your research. There are way too many naysayers out there that just dismiss crypto because of hearsay. They haven't done any research at all. Like, you talk to people and then like, yeah,
Okay,
when
some also damn fuck on. They tell you, hey, don't get into it. Then a few months down the road, you're like, okay, he actually bought in at
Yeah,
certain
see?
price,
Yeah.
and you're like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, why are you so selfish? Yeah, these are the motherfuckers that will believe in and buy into the centralized system happily, because in hopes that they have power eventually to control.
So going along with this whole decentralized thing, do you ever think education would be decentralized?
Education decentralized.
Do you ever see that?
How do decentralized educations, like
YouTube?
make it all free?
Would
I
it
don't
be
know.
free though? I mean, that's obviously a very utopian outlook on the whole education thing.
Follow Finland. Finland's like that, right?
Like what?
Like
It's totally free.
yeah, I think their education is completely free. for
Then who
citizens.
pays the teachers?
They tax heavily. Teachers get paid. Teachers are treated like doctors and lawyers in Finland. They are the equivalent of that, man. Yeah. They got a very different mindset on the whole education system. I mean, they first of all, like, low class numbers, right? Like below 16, I think. No national exams for like 12-year-olds. Like, PSLE is a fucking torture. It's inhumane, man. Like, to put,
Like that, how you tell the good crops from the bad crops?
because there's no such thing, or so they want us to believe.
We are essentially planting the seeds for our future. What? So they of course need to like grade the crops, right? It's same as cows. What? You got your Wagyu beef, like don't know how many fucking different grade is there.
Yeah,
And then the best grade, commands a really high price. AKA your money's worth in society. AKA also your salary.
See, like, that's the perfect analogy, right? That means we treat humans on the same level as cattle.
Yeah.
Right, we
Yeah,
just
I'm more for that, man. Then the ruling class is the one that's, doing all the show lah, holding all the cards lah.
Okay, I can. I give all my.
I don't mind to be rude. It's easier. It's the bliss of not knowing.
No, I know, and I cannot stand by it. No. Recently there was this whole I saw a couple of TikTok videos on people arguing about the whole education system also.
What about?
Because there was this dude that posted, I think his account is named Mr. Steal Your Girl. Have you seen that dude?
No.
Yeah.
So what's the video about?
He talks about how it doesn't matter. Actually, I'm not sure whether it's this dude. I have no idea. Okay, but yeah, he talks about how like, your PSLE or O level, all that don't matter lah. In the end, when you go out as an adult, then you're into the working world, and then it's a completely different thing. So don't care so much about that. Then some people started posting videos that no, that's bullshit. I mean, I understand where he was coming from lah.
Understand where this guy who said that is coming from, or the other people who are criticizing him?
I both actually. I don't agree with him. I don't think that it's completely useless. Not in Singapore, because like it really does.
There's enough people who believe this, so it actually works.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right, so we are already within the system. It's already
in our
there.
programming, is in our Singapore DNA already.
Yeah, and there are many people within the system that will perpetuate this ideal. So, like I have so many students who tell me their teachers, hey, you are from this school, you cannot be like that, because that behavior is like that school. So there's already
what school
that.
specifically?
I'm not gonna mention any
Which
names.
neighborhood?
So yeah, SAP school, neighborhood school, like we already have this elitist,
It's funny the government tried to undo the whole thing by saying there's no good schools or bad schools. That whole thing. Do you remember?
Yeah, good try. We're not that stupid lah. Come on, like I mean,
like you don't need that much space to have sex. Where do you come up with things like that?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
But good lah, meme material.
Yeah, not bad lah. Entertainment. That's what they're for, right?
Politicians. Yeah, I mean, look at US.
Yeah,
that's the biggest entertainment of all.
Yeah, dude, that one's
and
reality
sad to say,
TV.
it's coming to an end.
Shit, nah, don't worry, man. Believe in the US.
But the season finale, you got see?
Yeah.
Holla, the Capitol building.
There's some season finale shit. Dude with the bear suit lah and the Viking helmet.
The producers of Black Mirror couldn't have come up with a better plot.
Yeah, man. Yeah. See, reality is always the best.
It's weirder than that pig episode in the first season of Black Mirror, man.
Yeah, man.
Can you imagine back then when you said this would happen? I don't think anybody would buy that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. So fucking insane. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, now, I mean, what days? Okay, 3 more days, or maybe four more days in our timeline. It's the inauguration.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know what last trick, last hurrah he has.
Second, what I mean, I saw the news recently. Second impeachment and all that. First ever president to be impeached twice.
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay lah. He loves accolades, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like that was the whole thing also, like, the reason why Trump got into power, It's partially, like, because this is a reality shit show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also, like, yeah, America is really weird when it comes to these things because they're so extreme in the way they look at things. Like, I watched this Netflix special called Andrew Schultz Saves the World, or no, Saves America. He's a stand-up comedian, pretty insightful Netflix series. You should definitely check it out. In one of the episodes, he talks about like why Trump became so popular, and I think it made a lot of sense because he pointed out how the whole American society had this crazy stuff with the Me Too movement and the PC culture and all of that, and they took it to an extreme, so much so that white men in America basically were the villains. Like, as long as you never do anything, also you white guy in America, you're like bad dude.
Yeah.
Right? You have to apologize for existing.
For being white.
Yeah. and so it got so crazy to the point where I think a lot of these individuals felt like they were just, chained up in cages in a way. And
the demographics that are affected the most are the lower income, less educated.
Right, yeah.
Who are actually not in such a privileged position. But then all of a sudden you have the mass media suddenly throwing these ideas at you, like, you're wrong.
Yeah,
you've done your being
your very
wrong.
fiber of existence is shit.
You exist out of your own badness.
Yeah.
The essence of you is just
bad. And then suddenly you have this like savior that comes, and then he says, do whatever the fuck you want to do, grab him by the pussy and
grab him by the T-by.
yeah, that's Trump for you. And then suddenly, like, even not everybody that supports Trump is crazy. Not everybody that supports Trump is that way, a racist. Or,
I think they just stand for certain values.
yeah, because there's this man who dares to say "fuck you" to society, and I'm gonna do shit my way, right? And it's about time you stop telling me that I'm just bad because I'm bad, or like because I'm born therefore I'm bad. Yeah.
I think he just happens to have landed on the right, on not the right side, or the majority side of the people.
Yeah.
He just so happens to touch on the subjects that are affecting the majority of US citizens.
Yeah, which is, and at that point of time they felt really vulnerable, really.
Or maybe he
beat
just
down.
knows how to play the media.
Probably. I mean,
he pushes the right buttons, with his Twitter, which is now defunct.
Yeah. Hey, no, that's another fucking scary thing, eh. Like Twitter, Amazon, and
now they're just banning people.
Yeah.
You know Ron Paul.
Yeah.
Ron Paul got banned.
Yeah.
And now it's scary in a way. Like if you piss off certain corporations who are funding your campaign, they can just shut you up.
Not even funding your campaign, man. Like,
or they just don't believe in what you are. They don't believe in your values. They just cut you off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they just have to like send out the word, and then that's it. You're cancelled.
Yep.
And there's no due process. Like, no court, no nothing to tell you.
Yeah, which is really interesting because when Obama first ran for elections, it was because of social media that he did so well.
Right.
Because his media team did a bang up job.
Yeah, really.
And that's how he got into office. And after his 8 years, here comes somebody who knows how to play that game. Right. And that's how he got in. I mean, when you look back between him and Hillary, I'm pretty sure Hillary's team is not that savvy in, playing the social media game. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, he was a black man, so he had that going for him as well. The race card was there, man.
Yeah, now the only thing is for a Chinaman to be president of the United States.
A gay Chinaman.
A gay Chinaman.
that will be the next
who
step.
used to be a woman.
Yeah, there. We got it all covered.
Yeah. Then there will be world peace.
America. I think I watched a video recently, and then some dude said, I feel that it is America's right to be the police of the world. And I was like, what?
It is.
How do you justify that?
By landmass, by sheer number of people.
Then
I mean, that's
Russia
why it's up for tussle,
Then Mother Russia for me.
Yeah, that's why there was that war. It's always between them, and then now you have China stepping up, into that arena.
Game.
Yeah. Which I'm not gonna be surprised if China steps up and dethrones them. Because that's the weird thing, when Trump became president, he pulled out in so many global organizations, and then there's a void there. Like, the biggest player just pulled out of the table.
Right.
Like, who else is gonna step up and take that seat? It's gonna be China.
Yeah.
And then once China steps up, then US like, hey, fuck, no, I don't want anybody else to go into that seat. I may have given it up, but I don't want another person taking my place. So they went all out on that rampage.
Right. They got to realize that China rode Sun Tzu far. After all, this is the. Do you see it in motion? This is how they win the big game, man. The big war.
Yeah, and I think for us is we're just on the sideline.
We'll
watching
just watch.
the
show. Singapore smart lah. We will cup our hands behind the dragons as
balls.
The
dragon balls.
Carry the dragon balls, man. Just lift it up and take care of me, please, Mr. Dragon.
But yeah, politics it's evolved from the days of past.
Yeah, man. so different now. And yeah, I mean, back to the corporations, that's why it's so scary, because they also have like a shit ton of power, you know.
Yeah, I'm with Elon Musk, man.
Yeah, same.
If he's
I'm down.
let's start a colony in Mars.
Yeah, let's go, man. I'm done. Press me. It's like Stanley in The Office. It's like what he said. My dream is to own a decommissioned lighthouse after my retirement, and there's a big red button at the top of the lighthouse, and I need to press it, and it launches me into space, and I will be up there. that's the exit plan, man. This world's fucking crazy sometimes, but I like it. I like it. I like the crazy.
You like how crazy it is.
Yeah, I do appreciate the craziness. I mean, it's an expression of us as humans, which is why I say we need AI overlords to rule us, because we're fucking baboons that don't know what the fuck we're doing, you know.
I don't know if I can imagine a world like that though.
AI overlords.
AI running the show.
Wasn't there like Love, Death and Robots?
Yeah. What, the yogurt?
Yeah, the yogurt, right? The humans ruled by the yogurt.
Hey, wait, I need more hot water for my tea.
Okay, can pause.
Pause.
Okay, so Guy got his tea.
Yes.
We back.
This tea tastes. I know it's just electrical impulses coursing through my veins. I know this tea is not real.
Okay.
But it tastes so good.
Okay. So Guy still believes he's in a simulation.
Yes, I'm in a simulation. We are actually being controlled by our AI overlords.
By that you mean our powers that be.
Our powers that be. Yeah. My Bluetooth is on right now, so they know where I'm at.
Oh shit, you're using Trace Together.
Yeah, are you not?
Nope.
Really?
Because like everywhere I go, people want to know. No, okay.
Who you are? Where
I come from? No. Apparently they do lah. With the whole Trace Together thing. No, so far all the buildings, because I don't work in like the CBD area and all that, so
right.
Like I haven't had to download Trace Together.
Even if you go into malls and what?
You still can use
they phase in already, what? Now, okay, cinemas probably not. I think cinemas, they require you to use
Trace Together.
Certain places you have to
use Trace Together. Yeah, apparently I don't go out much because I haven't been in places where they require the Trace Together. Scanning as per usual still fine. So I guess that works out. I don't know, man. Like it's so I don't know.
Is it violation of human rights?
I feel like,
or is it just the way they went about doing it?
Yeah, it's the way they went about doing it. Like if you want to use it for, you know, police and criminal investigations, yeah, sure, but just come out and say it lah at the start.
So you would rather them come out and say it. So when they first introduced the Trace Together at the very peak of this whole COVID thing, they like, okay, we have this technology, we're gonna like contact trace people using this technology, and you know this technology has other users as well.
Yeah.
And I just want to let you know, for goddamn sure, we are using it for other purposes, be it for good or for bad.
Yeah, you know, I would respect them if they just came out and
because
just said
we
it.
are in a position of power and we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
So just sit down, shut up, and let us do our thing.
Exactly, because either way we got no say on. So either way it would have been mandated. Either way we would have had to, you know, get in on the system. And
then why you don't want to download?
It's Singapore because don't need it just don't download I lazy Also sucking my battery life. Fucking Bluetooth on the whole time.
Get the AirPod the AirPod rip-off.
The fake one Yeah, no, so like, you know, it's just if you want to do something like that, just come right out and say it. Either way we don't really have much of a say and we would still have to abide by it. So I'm okay with that. You know, I've lived in Singapore my whole life. I've come to learn this and expect it, you know. So it's fine. But then like if you're gonna sneakily then suddenly change the
It feels like a backstab.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, just come out and say it lah. You don't have to, beat around the bush. And yeah, I just don't agree with that whole thing. I mean, there's that whole argument lah, like, oh, if you're a criminal, then sure, you have nothing to be afraid of. And why are you so scared about downloading this thing? I'll tell you why I'm so fucking scared, okay? Because data is fucking gold. Data is worth more value than gold right now. The people's data.
What? Like, in what sense?
There was this Netflix documentary about data and how there are major like organizations out there paying a lot of money to obtain data.
The whole Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah,
fiasco.
exactly. So data is extremely precious, and so what you do with this data is extremely important. And it's not that I don't trust anybody, but I am not comfortable with an organization having, holding that data and being able to, use that data whatever way they see fit. And on top of that, right, how do I know for sure that my data is protected? Because
the whole Sing Health thing
exactly,
got hacked and
right?
So much data got leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then now if you have this data where it tracks my every movement, like who I'm with, who I'm spending time with, and all of that. And
the intentions could be good.
Yeah. I see that it's good with
I don't think Mark Zuckerberg set out to become such a political figure.
Yeah, for sure.
And Facebook being this big political machine.
Yeah.
It just became that way.
Yeah, exactly. And likewise, the Singapore government also, I don't believe that they have any ill intentions or anything like that.
What if the data falls into the wrong hands?
That's the problem, because they've been hacked before, and all that data that got leaked, nobody knows who did it. Nobody knows what the fuck they're gonna do with it. I mean, I'm thankful that I wasn't one of those that had the Sing Health data leaked. Also leaked. Also, I whatever I don't give a fuck By now, I feel like your data is already out there.
Yeah. Okay, it's definitely fucked up because I have my phone number registered with them.
Right.
And apparently some other guy has the same phone number as me in their records. So whenever he does anything related to medical, I'll get an SMS.
Huh.
Like, I don't
Damn.
know if I have it on my phone right now.
Yeah, see, that's the part that I'm like iffy and uncomfortable with, because who the hell has this data, and what are they gonna do with it, right? And how can you be so sure that you can secure my data like that? So it's part of my own rights and my own privilege to have that, as a human being, to keep to my privacy to some extent lah. I mean, I get that it's trying times. I get that COVID is happening and all of that, and this is a necessity. But still,
it's also an outdated model of governance. I don't think there's any laws out there that protect the loss of data or how data should be dealt with.
Yeah.
And if data is lost, who is held responsible?
Exactly. Right.
Because all this is fucking new territory, and the same case as as crypto. That's why people want to regulate it.
Right.
If it's just like free for all, anybody can get away with transacting funds, funding terrorism, funding whatever bad shit that's gonna happen. And then that's why people are worrying lah. That's why people are still skeptical of using technology in that sense.
Yeah, and I mean, Singapore has, ironically, for a city that prides itself, a country that prides itself over the amount of laws we have, right? There are some serious areas that we lack in, like recently I found out, right, that essentially if you, let's say you come out as a LGBTQ, right, and your boss decides that I just don't like LGBTQ people, and he decides to fire you for that reason, there's actually no discrimination laws against that, no?
Oh, serious?
Yeah. So people can fire you because of your sexuality if they want to. And
That's actually happened to my friend before.
Yeah,
not in Singapore lah.
Yeah, not in Singapore,
elsewhere.
right? But at least, I mean, in US, they do have laws protecting against that kind of discrimination. I mean, we have laws protecting us against racial discrimination and all of that, but sexuality, you don't have. So you can essentially get fired for that and you can't do shit about it. That's scary, man.
I think as a nationality, we are not that evolved yet.
Yeah.
Or rather, our law is not that evolved yet.
Yeah. We still have that very traditional backward mindset lah. That's quite frightening. I don't know, scary. It's just that we need to evolve. We need to realize that that traditional mindset or appealing to that traditional mindset is not really gonna work out, down the line.
Do you think it starts with education?
I think it does. Like people people need to be educated about these things.
And that's a setting where you're first socialized into the norms of how society works. And if people are if they get off the right foot, dealing with issues like that, then further down the line, there'll be greater social good, as opposed to sweeping everything under the rug and pretend it's not happening. And then when the issue finally surfaces, people have no fucking idea how to deal with it. Like, let's say the whole transgender thing, like MOE suddenly step in and say you cannot take your drugs to go for sex change.
Oh yes,
like, it's not warranted. Like,
right.
Even though MOH says it's gender dysmorphia,
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
You don't do that, because you're gonna cause psychological trauma to your classmates.
Yeah,
or at least that's the rationale I heard.
Yeah. I mean that whole thing, if y'all don't know about it, there's this whole situation going on where apparently a transgender individual in Singapore who's intending to transition from male to female, MOE kind of stepped in and then stopped her from taking the hormone therapy and all that, even though she was diagnosed with gender dysphoria and or is it dysmorphia? Dysphoria? Gender dysphoria, I think. Yeah, and she intended to transition but then there was so much barriers and hurdles to, I mean, essentially cannot and what the fuck, how can you stop an individual from being who they are,
It's kind of a weird way to handle it as well. Because I think he's probably came out.
Right, yeah.
Probably at this point. And judging from the way it's being dealt, I think if, any bully case comes along, classmates of hers, tries to poke fun at her current situation, I don't think it's going to be dealt with appropriately.
Yeah, because you're sending the wrong message already. It's like earlier when we talked about the elitist mindset, people perpetuate that stereotype, people perpetuate that mentality, and therefore people still buy into it, so you still have that whole elitist attitude, and the older generation still, I mean, I still talk to my students, and to this day, people still believe in that bullshit narrative about JC better than Poly better than IT,
It's still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing, man. And even though in today's day and age, right, is the dumbest thing to just paper chase, because what you need is skills. You need skill sets, you need
good character.
Yeah, and those are the things that will get you ahead in life and find the right jobs and for you to succeed in life.
And that's the thing with things that are so intangible, because I think there's an obsession with measuring things that are measurable, just so you can put a finger on it and let that be the judge of how much a person's worth.
Yeah,
when a person's worth is actually based on so many other more criteria.
Yeah,
that
and so many intangible criteria.
Yeah, you have to experience it for yourself first before you judge a person. And even then, it's you don't know the person's background, you don't know where they're coming from, and for you to prejudge like that, you're just putting a cap on how much a person can grow.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, like you said, it boils down to education in the end. You have to teach them the right thing, and if you're not teaching them the right thing, then what the hell does that do, right?
So just to set the record straight. It is totally fine for me to be a sexual deviant, or not really sexual deviant, but to get away with pervertic acts if I graduate from a good school here in Singapore, right?
Ooh, yeah. See, another very iffy, weird way of sending messages to people. Like,
But my future is so bright. Like,
exactly.
hey, you gotta acknowledge the potential that I have.
Yeah.
If I go to NUT or NSU,
Yeah, and you're like, even if I am perverse in nature, I'm into voyeurism and infringing the
it's how I
rights
let off
of
steam.
others.
It's so that I can concentrate on my studies.
Yeah, and you will have a very bright future ahead. So it's okay, whatever you did, we'll forgive. I don't know. I just feel like giving them a slap on the wrist for the things they do is like basic psychology 101.
Just telling them it's okay.
Yeah, that's it, right? It's just positive reinforcement. You take away the negative, outcome of the situation, and then that just sends the message that whatever I'm doing is not as bad when it is fucking horrendous. So, why?
Don't you think it sets the precedence for more of these cases happening?
Yeah, exactly. And I swear, like, some psycho pervert reading that shit, realizing the advantage and power that you
I can
have.
get away with this shit.
Yeah, okay, let me study harder. Why not I get into NSU? And now, if I carry out such fucked up behavior, I'm more likely not to be faulted for it. I can get away with that.
Fuck, should have studied harder.
Yeah, man, wasted us. Yeah. So I think, like, moving into 2021, we talked about education, right? And the importance of education, how our leaders, we are an educated society, but we
maybe need to be educated on other things.
Yeah, and we need to pull back from that whole, let's appease the traditional mindset and all of that. It, like I said at the start, it's about evolving. Like, if we are going to evolve as a society, if we are going to evolve with money, if we're going to evolve with education, then the mindset also needs to change.
Well, I think I'm hopeful because it's only been half a month into the new year, and I think there are definitely good things to come. With the whole vaccine and everything, and I think it's kind of tapering off, at least in Singapore.
Yeah,
the
I'm
situation
quite
is
happy.
getting better. Hopefully the job market picks up, and yeah, we just see what this new year brings to us, man.
Yeah, I am looking forward to 2021 for sure. Like I said 2020 wasn't that bad a year for me. In fact, it was a pretty damn good year for me.
Be a continuous improvement. Be it health, psyche, career, money, relationships.
Yeah, just do what you can to move forward.
Take every day, step by step. There's always a saying that I read somewhere, how Beatles came to be so good. I think it was like a shaman or spiritual person kind of talked to them and gave them this saying that is that is something that they repeat every day to themselves, which is day by day, in every way, I'm getting better and better.
Simple mantra.
It can be applied to anything. So always keep that in mind. And I think you have to show yourself a bit of grace. I don't know if it's
some
grace,
love.
some love. That even if you might be stuck in a rut, you can always give yourself the restart button. Give yourself a second chance or a third, fourth, fifth chance.
Yeah.
To start again, and just make sure the direction is right. Even pilots, when they fly from destination A to B, there's always drifting, but you always refer back to your map, the map of your own heart, and you always do course correction, and if you're in the general direction, I think things will go great.
Yep. Stay positive, have the right mindsets, have a nice balance of positivity and negativity in your life, you know.
Always with the yin and yang.
Always, man. That's what existence is all about. You can't have one without the other. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
And yeah, I think that's all we have
For
this episode.
Yeah, this first
Hopefully it's not a
podcast.
2-part thing and we drag it out for half a year. We'll try and get this out by the end of the month.
Yeah, this is going to be a monthly thing now. We deliver.
Yeah, that's what you say. That's what you say.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
High quality content awaits you. So yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks for listening. And as always, yeah, we love you guys. And goodbye.
Hit the subscribe button.